Let's talk about why I'm quitting. Hello everyone, welcome to a week in my life vlog. Should we just address the oh, my bagel's done. Should we just address the elephant in the room? I'm quitting my job this week. I cannot believe I'm saying that out loud. I have wanted to say those words for like 6 months now. Let me grab my bagel. I'm quitting my job tomorrow. I'm really anxious about it. I will go more into detail about what led me to this decision, why I'm doing it, what my next steps are after I get home from work, because I don't want to like trauma dump like right before work starts. So incredibly nervous. I feel like it's just like awkward in my mind to go to work today knowing I'm gonna quit tomorrow. It kind of feels like I killed someone's mom and they don't know that I did it and I'm like consoling them. I don't know why. That's just like what is popping in my head, and I know it's like morbid and weird and not at all accurate. I don't know. I'm just like, it feels wrong that I'm doing this. I feel like I'm struggling to come up with words right now because I did not think this day was gonna come. Also, not me like waving around like a steak knife. Did you guys see this coming? I feel like some of you guys did. Some of you guys, this may have been a complete shock, but if you saw this coming or you didn't, please let me know because I'm so curious to see if people saw this. If they expected this. But yeah, again, I will tell you guys all the details when I get home from work. Everyone's like fast forwarding the video to when I get home from work. That's what I'd be doing, honestly. In other news, last night I went to the grocery store to get stuff to make like lunches and all of that, and I got stuff to make sandwiches. I have not made a sandwich in a really long time, and I was like, ooh, a sandwich sounds so good. I got deli meat, like turkey meat. Guess what? One of my friends sent me a TikTok this morning that there's like a listeria outbreak, and deli meat is one of the things that the outbreak contaminated. I don't know. And then this brand is on the list. So now I'm like, great, I wasted my money on this and I'm now gonna have to buy lunch. And I was like so proud of myself because I was like, oh, like I finally prepared something beforehand to make lunch, and like, no. Very upsetting, very disappointing. But the bagel is good. I am also so beyond tired, so I am definitely having my Lonnie today. Cherry slush per usual. This whole weekend, I've just felt so exhausted all day yesterday. Do you know that feeling when like your eyes are just so heavy, you feel like you're gonna fall asleep at any second? That's how I felt all day yesterday. And honestly, that's how I feel right now. And then the second I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed, my eyes were still heavy, but my mind was alive, you know, Taylor Swift once said. But seriously, I was like, I cannot fall asleep. And I was like, what is wrong? I was so tired all day. And then the second it's time for me to actually go to sleep, I can't fall asleep. Like what's going on? So I'm really tired today. I don't know if it's the anxiety of me quitting that's kind of maybe keeping me up. I'm really anxious to do it. I've never really quit a job before, aside from like I was a cashier and a hostess in high school, and I quit those jobs, but I just like emailed and put in my 2 weeks. My last job was my first like corporate job ever. I was laid off from that job, so I didn't quit. This is my first time ever quitting like a corporate job, and I don't know what to expect. I don't really know. I'm feeling a lot of different feelings and weird about it. We can definitely talk more into like how I'm feeling about all this when I get home from work. I feel so weird and off, and I think that not really knowing how it's gonna play out, like I know that at the end of the day I'm gonna leave the company, that's how it's gonna play out, but I just don't know how everyone's going to react. And it's not my job or my ability. I cannot control people's emotions. I'm afraid that I'm gonna hurt people. I don't know. I'm just like in my head about it, but like I've been pretty anxious about it ever since I knew that I'm gonna do it. Welcome to my lunch break. I had to go out and get food since my original plan was ruined. I have been feeling so sick all day, like just like nauseous, like I'm gonna throw up, and it's just simply because I feel guilty that I know that I'm gonna quit tomorrow, and I have every single right to do it. Like I just feel like I'm doing something so evil and cruel, and I know that I'm not. I know that legally, morally, I feel like I have every single right to do this, but it just feels wrong. Anxiety over it. I don't even know if it's anxiety, it's just like guilt. I just feel guilty. Like that is the only way that I could really describe the way that I'm feeling right now. Also, I actually have a check that I have 2 checks actually that I need to deposit. I need to go to my bank because they're not like doing like the mobile scanning thing. It won't work. When I went on a work trip like 2 months ago, I think, for my company, the hotel accidentally charged my personal card rather than the company card, so they wrote me a check to like reimburse me for that, and I think that I should just go deposit it right now on my lunch break. Not that they're gonna like reject that because they owe me that money in general. I should just like close up all loose ends and just make sure that everything is like squared away before I do it. I'm texting my friend right now I have a friend who is incredibly well spoken. I've been like really going back and forth on like how I should say, what I should say, and she sent me an audio message and I was like, write that down, Keegan. That was good. Like, I'm about to go to the transcripts of her audio message and just copy and paste it into a doc and practice it. So I'm gonna go to my bank, go deposit that, and then head back to work, finish up the work day, and then when I get home, I'm gonna print out my letter of resignation and then all of that stuff. Yeah, and then practice my speech and how I'm gonna quit. And my friend sent me a new audio message. I'm gonna listen to that as I drive to the bank. It's like a little podcast, you know? Friends' audio messages, my favorite podcast to listen to. Okay, I'm home now. Let's talk about why I'm quitting. Let's just jump straight into it. I've been really anxious about this, like talking to you guys about this and like putting this on the internet, if I'm being honest. I couldn't just drop that I'm quitting my job and like peace out and, you know, not give context or even tell you guys that I'm doing this. And ever since I knew that I wanted to quit this job, this conversation is one that I've been stressing about. If this wasn't putting it on the internet, I would tell you literally every single detail right here, right now. But this is going on the internet. People that I worked with can see this. People that I'm gonna work with in the future can see this. There's lots of factors. So let me just kind of give you guys a little story of the past 6 months of my life that I feel like I've been keeping from you guys because I couldn't talk about how much I hated my job while I was still working my job. If you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know for the past 6 months I've been talking about how there is something in my life that I've been really struggling with that I cannot talk about on the internet, but I've been struggling with it in my personal life, and that was my job. My job was the thing making me really unhappy, quite frankly miserable. It is the reason I went on antidepressant medication. I had no idea how much a workplace could affect your mental health. My last job that I previously worked at that I was laid off from, I had an amazing experience working at that company. Love the people I worked with. Every single day wasn't perfect because I don't think that any job is, but I did not have a negative experience at that company at all. And it was a really big shift in the environment in the workplace going into this new job. The one that I currently work at, the one that I'm going to quit from tomorrow, right? And it honestly feels so good to be able to tell you guys that this is it, because I have felt like I've been keeping a secret from my best friend. Like that's what it felt like not being able to tell you guys all of this, like what's been going on, like interviewing for jobs, knowing that I want to quit, like all of this. It's been killing me not telling you guys. And people always want to say like, oh, followers have a parasocial relationship with creators. Nobody wants to talk about the parasocial relationship that I have with you guys. I literally, like, these people are my best friend. It's like killing me not telling you guys. And I felt like it was like Hannah Montana, but in a negative way. Like I had a whole secret life of like me interviewing and applying for jobs, being secretly miserable about this situation. I was trying to talk a lot about like the emotions, the unhappiness that I was feeling, but I couldn't explain why. And the reason why was because I was really unhappy in this job. And I realized very, very early on in the company that this was not the right fit for me. I think one of my biggest regrets about all of this is not documenting my experience from the very beginning. I wish that I would have recorded just like privately for myself the realization that I wasn't happy in this company, the realization that okay, I do think that I need to find a new job, applying for all these jobs, interviewing for all these jobs, all the jobs that I almost got, all the interviews that I had, all the final round interviews that didn't go well, just like all of it. I wish I would have recorded that and either kept that video for myself or shown you guys the behind the scenes. And the reason I didn't from the very beginning, wait, someone just called me. Why is someone calling me? Did they leave me a voicemail? No, it's junk. It's a junk call. Okay. The reason I didn't record my experience from the very beginning was I did not think that I was going to quit. I told myself that I needed to power through. I knew that I was really unhappy in this job, but I was like, okay, all I need to do is just make it 1 year, maybe 2, put it on my resume, and then I'll be able to move on to a job that I actually like, that I actually want at a company that I actually want to work for. Because, you know, I told myself, I just need to get through this. I just need to get through this. This is not me expecting like a perfect job at a perfect workplace. I truly was like, when people first start their career, they're not going to have their dream job at their dream company. Everyone struggles in the beginning. This is my struggle and I just need to power through it. However, my experience at this company was not that. In the beginning, I thought it was just beginning of your career. You know, I'm 24, I'm still young, I'm still early in my first couple of years of my career. My experience and why I decided to leave the company was not this. It was something completely else. In this video specifically, I don't want to talk about the exact things that happened and the exact reasons and all of that. I honestly do feel like I will talk about that at a later date. This has been something that has been stressing me out. Is I had coworkers who worked on my team who I absolutely adored. I thought they were wonderful, amazing people. They never once said anything to me that ever once upset me, that ever once hurt, that like they did nothing wrong. They were nothing but wonderful to me, so kind, so welcoming. My worry is they're watching this, because imagine if one of your coworkers did a tell-all about your company. I'd be sad. I'd be tuned in. I would assume that they would be too, because like, can you imagine one of your coworkers filming a video like this and posting it on the internet? Like, crazy. The people that worked on my team were lovely and amazing, and I don't want them to think that they did anything wrong, and I am really worried that they're gonna see this and think that like me deciding to leave. That's also something I'm really worried about quitting tomorrow, is that they're gonna think that me deciding to leave is because of them, and it's not. I really appreciated my colleagues that worked on my team. I feel like they made a difficult experience for me one that was a lot more positive. Well, not a lot more positive, but they made a difficult experience not as difficult as it could have been, and I really appreciate them, and I really do think the world of them, and I'm really terrified that they're gonna think that me quitting has anything to do with them or that they did anything wrong. But again, I don't want to talk about specifics of like my experience at this company in this video, but I do think that like me talking about it, I don't want to expose the company. I don't want this at all to affect their company. I just kind of want to pretend like it never happened and never existed, but I do feel like sharing my experience could help someone in a very similar position, right? Everything that was going on was really negatively affecting my mental health. I have never had a mental health struggle as much as I have in the past 6 months. Like I said, I went on mental health medication for it. I cried constantly, almost every single day on the way home from work. I never really understood before how your work could affect your mental health, because I always thought I could just separate work from my personal life. Like, okay, when I'm at work, that's work. Then when I get home, I can just separate the two and they cannot intertwine. They won't overlap. My mind won't be thinking about work when I'm off of work. And that just turns out is not the type of person that I am. And maybe there are some type of people who are like that, and those people should have jobs like this. You know what I'm saying? And two, somebody commented this on one of my videos today, actually. I completely agree with this, that they were saying that they could just like tell from my like just like apparent unhappiness that I really rushed into accepting this job, and I completely agree with you. So to like kind of set a scene a little bit, I was working a job that I really loved. I was a marketing coordinator, and then I was laid off very unexpectedly. It really came out of nowhere. I was shocked. I was so terrified. Everyone was like, yeah, it's gonna take you like 10 months to find a new job. The job market's so rough out there, which it is. I had applied for this job. I was applying for a ton of jobs. I had gotten this job, the one that I'm quitting, exactly 3 weeks after I was laid off. It all happened really fast, and it kind of happened to a point where I maybe didn't have enough time to really make a full decision of what I wanted to do with that next step in my career after being laid off, after having like things shift so dramatically. I remember when I got this job, I had thought to myself, I don't really want to work at a company like this, and I don't really want this job title and position. Like, this isn't really where I want my career going. However, it's better to have a job than not a job. I could work at this job for 1, 2, maybe 3 years, get my foot in the door. You know, again, better to have experience and be working than be out of work for 10 months, 7 months, 6, I don't know, however long it could take. This could just be a bridge to get to where I want it to be. So it's okay if I'm not working my dream job or the exact perfect thing that I want at this stage of my life. Not to mention, it was quite a salary increase for my last job, and it was quite a big like title increase. Like, it was a title that was much higher. I remember being like, this isn't perfect, this isn't exactly what I want, but I think it's better than being unemployed in the alternative. I can just stick it out for 1, 2, 3 years and then move on to something. And again, I had made peace with that. I had decided on that. I was like, that's okay, this is a decision that I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna stick with it. And that's why I really tried to stick with this job for so long. But it was like putting a square in a circular hole. Like, it just wasn't fitting. If the workplace environment was different, I could have stuck it out and been totally fine, but I was having a really negative experience with it and really struggling with it. Moving on to the next step, when I really decided, I tried really hard to make it work. I tried really hard to like drink the Kool-Aid and make it fit and just force myself to power through. And there came a time where I was like, I don't think this is sustainable for me. I was crying every single day, multiple times a day. When I decided that I wanted to find a new job and leave this job, there was a point where I was like, am I just gonna quit and then just like search for a job and not work this job? And for a while, I thought I was just gonna quit and be unemployed until I found a new job. I ended up not doing that. I kind of was at like for a couple months, like on a day-by-day basis, where I was like, I'm gonna keep looking for a job. If I find a job, I'm gonna quit. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep working, trying my best. But if I rage quit, I rage quit. Looking for the next job, I told myself, I was like, okay, I do have this safety net of right now I'm employed, I have income. I don't want to move from one bad job to the next bad job. Whatever job I take next, it needs to be a job that I genuinely want the position, I genuinely want to work at the company, something that I could see myself working at this company for 10 years. Regardless if I work at a company for 10 years or not, it needs to be a company that I could see myself doing that. Like, I need to make sure that what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and who I'm doing with, it's something that I don't feel like I'm settling on. I was offered a job and it is the perfect job. It is every single thing that I wanted in a job. I actually feel like I could like pinch myself. I didn't know if I was going to get this lucky, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't think that I was going to get every single thing on my checklist. I thought that there was going to be areas where I had to compromise. I will tell you guys more about this job throughout the week because I don't want to like literally trauma dump. I've been filming this clip for quite some time. I'm so excited. I am so happy. I feel like this job is a job that I could be working at my whole career if I really wanted to. And again, I just knocked something over. I haven't even started this job, but it's the exact position, the exact type of team, the exact type of company, the exact type of like work environment, the exact time, like just everything that I was wanting in a job. This was it. The exact salary, like just everything. And I cannot stress this enough. I did not think that I was going to get this lucky. I really thought that I was going to have to settle on some things, but I knew that whatever job I got, it couldn't be going from one bad job to the next bad job. I knew that I couldn't do that to myself. I knew that I didn't want to be job hopping 1,000,001 times. I actually was offered another job previously, and I think in the future, I don't know when, soonish, I'll maybe tell you guys about like my whole experience of like applying and interviewing and like kind of like all the things and like the jobs that I almost got and the jobs that I actually did get that I turned down, you know. I think that I'll tell you guys all that because I feel like I've been like keeping a secret life from you guys, not telling you these things. I'm just so excited for this new job. I'm so excited for this next chapter. I have been so nervous to talk about this on the internet because I said this earlier, I want to say this again, I don't want this to affect the company that I currently I guess I'm working at, the one that I'm quitting. I don't want this to affect that company at all. I never shared where I worked. I know there's little FBI agents out there like on their little keyboards because I'm the same way. I love to do that. If you guys somehow found out where I worked, I don't want any hate going their way. I don't want anything negative. I really just want to close the chapter of this part of my life. That's my ramble. That's a lot of words that I just said. I have no idea how much I'm going to keep in or not in this video, but I'm going to say this again one more time to the people in the back. Is everyone listen up, listen up, please don't send any hate, anything. Do not interact with my last company. Please, I beg of you. I really don't want to get like any kind of trouble, and I don't want this to affect their business. I just want to move on. That's that. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Okay, I just checked my email. When I got this job that I got, I was actually interviewing for 4 different companies, which was absolutely insane. I feel like I had going through these periods where I was interviewing with a ton of companies, then no companies at all, then a ton of companies, then no companies at all. Essentially, I was interviewing with 4 companies. One of them was the company that I got the offer letter from. That was my top choice, if I'm being all honest. Like, with this job that I was offered, I had a gut feeling from the very beginning. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get this job, and I don't know why I have this gut feeling about it, but I always I was like, I don't know why, but I feel like this is the job. 2 other companies I was in interviews with, but like a little bit earlier. Another company that I was equally as far along in the process. So essentially 2 companies. The company that I was given the offer for only had me do 3 rounds of interviews. This company, the other company that I was kind of in the same round, they wanted me to do 3 more additional interviews. So 6 total, I believe. Yeah, that makes sense. And so I emailed them today and I just told them I was offered another job. I had an interview scheduled for them on Wednesday, and they were just saying like, congratulations on the job. If you want to keep interviewing us with us, you can, but we can't like speed up our interview process. But I knew, again, the company that I chose was my first choice, so I'm gonna tell them no. I also emailed the other 2 companies as well. I emailed all of them and told them that I was offered another job. It's crazy that that was happening. That too is like the part that I was always so sad I couldn't share with you guys, is like interview updates. I work from home on Wednesdays for my job, my current job, the one that I'm about to quit, so I would always try to schedule all my interviews on Wednesday. It wasn't always easy. Some companies were like, no, it doesn't work for us, and I was like, it doesn't work for me to do any other days. But yeah, I always try to schedule all my interviews for Wednesday because that was the one day I was actually able to take like virtual phone call interviews. So if you ever noticed in my vlogs on Wednesday, I was wearing makeup on Wednesday. That's because I was job interviews. I wish I could have told you guys. You don't understand how much it was killing me. But like, obviously I couldn't be posting on the internet that I was interviewing and applying for other jobs while I had my current job. You know, like I couldn't have my boss see that. I looked down at my skin and I was like, my arms are so dry, scaly dry, which is gross. Like there's like little, it's like peeling. So I don't really have an exfoliator, so I thought I would try dry brushing. I've owned this dry brush. This one's from Osea. It's actually a really good one, but I've never, wait, I just did it and now I feel like all this, like, I don't know if it's dust or if it's dead skin. Can you guys see that? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do this before you shower. I'm about to go to Pilates, so I don't really know if this is the right time to be doing it, but I've heard that it's also like good for circulation. I don't know, but I thought in the next couple days I could try this and see if that helps with like the dead skin. I feel like this is helping. My arms are so dry. I am on Accutane, so like maybe that's why. I don't know. Is this helping or not? I mean, I don't think doing it like one time is really gonna do that much, but it's supposed to help with like a bunch of different things. But now I'm like, I just feel like I have like dust everywhere. I'm like, is that just like dead skin coming off, or is that just dust that's on here? This is honestly disgusting, if I'm being real. Like right here is where I have a lot of dead skin. Is this like gross to be posting on the internet? Probably. Like I think this is like dead skin right here. Like the dust from this. Can you, I can't even tell. Can you see that? You can definitely see that. Look at that. Can I rinse this? I'm doing it. Is there like hygiene tips for dry brushes? I do have a 7:30 Pilates class, so I'm gonna have to get ready eventually soon for that. But I kind of have just been like rotting on my couch, scrolling on TikTok, the usual. Okay, I'm a little concerned. Anyways, just changed into my Pilates clothes, but I might have exfoliated my arm a little too hard. I've never had this happen before. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like indents into my skin. Like it's not just like, oh, like red little dots. Let me get some better lighting in here. Peeled off chunks of my skin. I've never had this happen before. This is like flesh. This is probably gross to be putting that on the internet. So I don't know how I feel about the dry brush. It's not doing that to the other side. There's like literal chunks of my skin missing. Pilates is over. I like to do the 7:30 class because it's like a good way of like winding down my night, because it's like a low impact workout and I can get a workout in. It doesn't like mess up my entire day. It kind of like caps off my day and it's like a little relaxed. It's not relaxing. Let me just be real. It's not relaxing. I was shaking. I was actually panting in this one. I usually don't like sweat a ton and like pant, but I have a sweat mustache. I have shared this in the past. This is the Skin Smart Antimicrobial Facial Spray. I'll link it down below. I get it from Amazon. I didn't want to talk while I was spraying it. I probably couldn't consume it. I don't know. It kills bacteria on your face, but it's safe for your skin. Highly recommend it. It's kind of like the Tower 28 spray, but just like significantly cheaper and a lot more ounces. I've talked about it so many times. I've been obsessed with it. I actually like haven't been using it in a while just because I've been forgetting. And I noticed that when I was using it consistently, I pretty much would spray it anytime that I'm sweating, or I don't spray it when I see it. I feel like my skin was so clear, and not that it's not clear right now. I've like 2 breakouts maybe, which is nothing, but when I was using it, I consistently like using it every single day. I was like, wow, my skin looks good. And I'm considering getting another full-size bottle and just spraying it after my skincare. Maybe before, I don't know, like maybe after I don't know. I'm just considering using it as a part of my skincare rather than just something I spray on after I work out. It has really made a difference in my skin, if I'm being honest. I've noticed a big difference. I was shaking in that Pilates class. That was a lot. I was literally like, oh, okay, I can do it. I can do it. I did do it. I struggled, but I did do it. So yay for me. We're gonna go home, rinse off our body, and then just go to sleep. I hate people that like their car, you know? Really annoying. Like, okay. I used to live in like a high-rise apartment in college. I lived on this really busy street and it was just constant. These like, and then they would like slam on their brakes because they're hitting a red light. They're doing it again. You're not cool. You're not. You're annoying, if anything. I've been applying for jobs, honestly, for a really long time, it feels like. And there was like this sense of hopelessness that I had for a long time where I was like, I just don't know if I'm ever gonna get a job that I want. Like, this job market is so rough. I feel like, especially the field that I'm in, marketing, very competitive. When I was laid off, they said that marketing is always one of the first to go. Limited job opportunities, a lot more people in the job pool. It's just a really rough job market. And if you're job searching, I don't want you to see this video and be like, oh my god, she like got this job so easily. There's a point in time where I was spending 4 hours a day, every single day, applying, optimizing my resume. Do you guys want, I don't know if like I'm the right person to give you tips. It was not an easy experience for me. There were so many moments where I just felt so hopeless and helpless and just like, I'm never gonna be able to do this. I feel so stuck. I feel so lost. I feel like this is permanent. It feels forever, and I know that it's not permanent, and I know that's not forever, but I just like, I feel like it's never gonna turn around for me. And just after rejection after rejection, it never got easier. If anything, it only got harder every time I got rejected from a job. I'm so eternally grateful for this opportunity and just having it be an opportunity that I'm genuinely really excited about too. I really wish that like the past version of myself could see the situation that I'm in right now, because I really lost faith for a while, if I'm being honest. For quite some time, it was really hard. If you're also in the same situation, because I know a lot of you guys are, lipstick in there. There's nothing good to say. There's no good advice to give anybody. People that would give me advice would be like, it's gonna happen one day. It's just, you just need one person to give you a chance. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I know that, okay? But like, it's not happening. Unfortunately, that is true. So I'm just really excited. And I feel like this is kind of like, I don't even know, just like a fresh start, but I feel like this is a gift almost, you know? It doesn't feel real too. Anyways, I'm gonna go home and like kind of do my nighttime routine and wind down. This will probably be a rambly video because I have like 6 months of life to catch you guys up on in one video. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today is the day. I don't know if you can tell, but I am so shaky. Like, I'm knocking every single thing over. I'm just really anxious about this. I have no idea how it's gonna go. I have no idea if they're gonna be like, oh, like, I understand. I will be honest, it's been very apparent that I just like have become like a shell of a person since working here. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just really stressed. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if they're gonna be just like happy for me or if they're gonna be upset. I'm sure they're gonna be a little upset. I don't know if they're going to be like, okay, you can just like leave now, or if they're gonna like finish out the week. Okay, finish out your 2 weeks. I don't know what they're gonna do to kind of like go about it. So yesterday my boss messaged me and he was like, hey, like we had talked about you making the strategy doc. Are you good to go over it tomorrow? Do you need more time? And I was like, yeah, actually I was gonna ask if we could meet for like 15-20 minutes before our weekly team meeting tomorrow morning. And he was like, yeah, perfect. So he put it in the calendar. That's when I'm gonna quit. It's not gonna be to go over the strategy doc. I wasn't trying to like deceive him and like have him think that I was like, and you know, I wasn't trying to be like, oh, this meeting is for another purpose. That's not what I was doing. But I was gonna ask to meet with him in the morning, and I was like, okay, this is like a good time to make sure I do it, because I really wanted to do it before like our weekly team meeting. I don't know, I feel like they'll probably have me tell everyone in the weekly team meeting. I don't know. You guys are really seeing me stressed right now. Also, my arm from yesterday, this is what it kind of looks like now. Did I put this on backwards? I am really, oh, my shower is like draining right now. Anyways, my top is from Garage. These are from Abercrombie. We'll just try to make this as normal of a morning as possible. I just really am, oh, you know what I need to do? You know what I need to do? I need to put on my emotional support necklace. I usually wear this necklace every single day, and when I'm anxious, I just like play with this thing like crazy. And so I didn't have it on because I took it off when I was like spray tan. No, I took it off for my Halloween costume actually, but I need this. Emotional support necklace is on. Okay, because I play with this thing when I'm stressed and anxious, and I need her. It's from Missouri. I'll link it down below. It's my favorite necklace. I wear it every single day, but it really is an emotional support necklace. I don't know if anyone else has like an emotional support ring or some kind of jewelry that they just like play with when they're anxious. You can really tell in my demeanor right now that I'm feeling anxious. Also, that spray that I was talking about last night, I do have a little mini bottle that I showed myself like putting it in these little mini bottles. The mini bottles are aggressive though. They kind of like hurt to spray. They're like done. Spraying it at the end of my skincare routine. I'm a real tough kid and I can handle my shit. Taylor Swift once said. I will admit that line is something that I've repeated to myself 1,000,001 times in this job. Like anytime things are just getting rough and hard and I'm struggling, I repeat that line to myself. I will be honest too, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say to my boss. I thought I was gonna plan it out and I have like a rough idea, but like just been so anxious that I've been like procrastinating it. 10:30 is when I have my call with him, or my meeting with him. I feel like sick to my stomach. I'm gonna make a bagel. Oh my gosh. See? What's so funny is I've been getting so many comments being like, Keegan, where's your bagel slicer? We're bringing it out today. I haven't been using it because it's like annoying to clean, but it's also annoying that I'm using like a steak knife every single day to cut a bagel. So I think we're gonna start bringing the bagel cutter back. Yeah, honestly, the bagel cutter is gonna be a new thing. We're bringing her back. Is this going to be the very last time I drive to work? I don't know. Let's find out. Hello, it's now Wednesday. I always have a really busy Tuesday. I'm just gonna like jump straight into telling you how it went, because I know I would be like, just get to the point. It went really, really well. I was so nervous. I was actually shaking. I took this photo. I actually thought it was so funny because I was so nervous. I was knocking things over like you guys saw. My breath was like, I was like shaking and my breath was like crazy. It was just all over the place. I took this photo. I'm trying to, come on, load for me, come on. This is what my shirt looked like because I was sweating through it. Should not have worn that shirt. I actually like went to my car and got my cardigan because I was like, I'm swimming through my shirt and everyone can see it. Even with my arms down, you could see it. I had my meeting with my boss. He was like saying that he like had a busy day and I was like, well, not to add another thing to your plate, but I'm putting in my 2 weeks. And I explained to him just like the opportunity that I got and it was one that I couldn't turn down and I really appreciated and like all that stuff. And he was so happy for me. There's more nuance to this and there's more like backstory that I could probably explain in the future, but he knew that I wasn't really happy in my role in the company, all of that. And he is an amazing person, like a really, really great boss, really great manager. It's 6 months that I worked at this company. This particular person will probably have an impact on my career for the rest of my life. And he was like, I wanted this for you. It was obvious that you were not happy. And like, I wanted you to not just think about like having a job, but also forging a career. And that's something I feel like the job that I accepted, I feel like I could really have like a career in that role and not just a job. And he was really understanding and he was like, I kind of had a feeling when you said you wanted to meet with me. I was like, so, do you want me to like leave or do you want me to finish up my 2 weeks? And he was like, oh, we'll let you finish out your 2 weeks, which like low key, I kind of wanted to leave. Like I was like, I would have been fine if they told me not to finish out my 2 weeks, but they are having me finish out my 2 weeks. But he was really amazing. He like spoke praises of me and was just like, you were really great to work with. You did amazing for the job. I completely understand why you left. And like I said, there was people at this company who were so amazing to me and those are all the people that I told yesterday. And it made it like such a bittersweet thing where I was like, I'm so sad to leave like these people behind because they were so wonderful to me. After I told him, we like had a conversation about it and really great person. I'm so happy that I was able to like tell him like he was the person I told. And then we had our weekly team meeting. Like we went over everything at the very end. My boss was like, Keegan has an announcement. And I was like, so this morning I put in my 2 weeks and then all my coworkers, their jaws dropped, audibly gasped, multiple of them gasped. I was kind of shocked that they like didn't see this coming if I'm being honest. Like I thought that everybody kind of knew. Obviously I was doing my job and I was doing my job very well. I was like surpassing all my KPIs, but I was just, it just wasn't an environment that I feel like I was really thriving in. And they were all just so wonderful and nice. And it's just like, it's such a bittersweet thing. There were parts of that job that were bad, but like me saying that I was leaving and all of that, like it was all the people who were amazing and wonderful to me and like all the good parts of that job. It really left it off on like a good note, which I'm happy about. Obviously I still have to finish this week and then next week and then I start my job right after. I thought I was gonna have a break. If I'm gonna be honest, my mom was like, prepare yourself that they're gonna escort you out. And they didn't. Also, I work from home on Wednesdays. That's why I'm here. You're like, why are you at home? I work from home on Wednesday. So I'll probably like within the end of this week and the next week probably end up having more conversations with people that are more higher up. I honestly didn't expect for it to go this well. I thought that they would be upset with me and be like, oh, I can't believe like you're leaving. I'm really appreciative of that. And I feel like it definitely is like leaving me off on a good note for this company. I wanted to let you know that tomorrow is Halloween and yesterday I started listening to Christmas music and I was like, oh, the vibes. It's finally cooling down in Arizona. Yesterday when I was leaving work, I was cold. Not like cold, but like I was like, oh, I'm not instantly sweating the second I walk outside. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is incredible. But I'm gonna make a lunch. Not make it? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna make food. It's not gonna be ready in time for lunch, but I'll have it for lunch tomorrow. I'm making a marinara crock-pot chicken. It's the most simple recipe ever, but it's good. I used to make it all the time and do you ever like stalk yourself on social media? You know, like you go back and look at all your posts, all your TikToks, all your stuff. So I was watching like an old TikTok that I made and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to make this all the time because it was so simple and so easy. And I was like, I should make it again. It's literally 2 ingredients. It's so simple and it's good. All you need is a crock pot. The crock pot that I have is actually like a smaller, I think this is a 4-quart one. It's not one of the big ones because I live alone. I don't need a giant one. You just need chicken breast. What I like to do actually with the chicken breast, you can cut them into cutlets if you want it to cook faster. I hate chicken breast. It grosses me out. When I put the chicken breast in there, I like stab it with the fork a few times. In my mind, I think this like soaks it into the chicken breast a little bit more. I've seen people do this. I think it's called tenderizing it, but I could be completely wrong. I'm just saying words and hoping that they're right. Don't fact check me. Actually, no, do fact check me and don't trust me. That's it. And then all you do is cover the chicken in a marinara sauce. This is the Trader Joe's tomato basil. All you want to do is just make sure that the chicken is covered. I find that if there's a lot of like chicken exposed that's not covered in some kind of juice, it dries it out. And it's really easy. And then you just put it on low for 3 hours. Oh no. No. High for 3 hours, low for 6. And then I like to shred it and then put it on warm for like 30 minutes. I find that like kind of thickens the sauce. I don't know if that's like true or not, or if I just like made that up. Okay, pouring the sauce on. This is not enough. And then I'm gonna put it on low. Why not? And then you're done. Super easy. And that's all you have to do. 2 ingredients. And this is what it looks like if you care. So just want to make sure it's all covered. Like I said, if it's not covered, I find it dries it out and not nearly as good. Good morning and happy Halloween. So for Halloween, my work said that people dress up, but nobody will tell me what they will be. I've asked every single person what they're dressing up as. Nobody will tell me. So to me that means 2 options. Number 1, they're pranking me and this is hazy. No, I'm just kidding. But no, for real, like option 1 is they are pranking me and nobody actually dresses up and this is like a prank. Option 2 is people go all out. So I thought of a nice in between where I was like, I could just take this cape off. They are pranking me. I really don't think they are, but like never say never, you know? It's always a possibility. But I just have a black long sleeve and then black trousers because I was like, it needs to be like appropriate for work as well, you know? And then I'm going to have my little like wicker basket purse. I've said this in the past, but the little, oh there we go. The little bread thing for this is white and it blends on my counter and I can never ever find it. But yeah, this is what we're wearing to work today. I feel a little weird wearing pigtails to work because this is not like a work hairstyle, you know what I mean? Like this is just not one that you would typically wear to work, so I'm like, it feels a little wrong. Also, this is like super itchy, so I'm gonna take it off. The little like Velcro on this is probably gonna, yeah, I already see it's starting to like rub, but it's really warm and I'm cold right now, so I'm like, I could just keep it like this. And then I also think I'm gonna wear my little red shoes that I got. Happy Halloween, you guys. Also drinking a witch's brew from Alani to celebrate Halloween, you know? Yep. And we're eating a pumpkin bagel. The vibes are all here. It really does not feel like Halloween. I feel like the older you get, like the less it feels like Halloween. I feel like October has equally gone by fast as it has been the longest month of my entire life. There is no in between for me personally. Oh, I ran my dishwasher last night, but I love these plates. I got them from the Anthropology outlet store. I always feel so bougie whenever I use them. I think they're really cute. I'm also wearing these shoes. I got them from Amazon. I'm wearing them with socks. Little cute like ruffle socks. You can't even see the ruffle because of my pants, but I was afraid they'd give me blisters. So I need to switch over everything from my purse to my basket. Also, I think I'm gonna drink another witch's brew. Hear me out though. Before we judge, I only had like a few sips of that one because it was like leftover from yesterday. I feel like these shoes are already giving me blisters. I wore them last weekend to a Halloween party, but I had huge bandages on my feet as like precautionary, you know? Okay, everything in my purse. I have my wallet with an air tag, of course. I have my little spray, which is, what's it called? What's it called? Antimicrobial spray. Chapstick, obviously. Car keys. This stuff does not hold a ton. House keys. I think that's probably all I need. I have like other little random things in here, but I don't think I need them. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Oh, and then my Accutane. Throw that in there. Just fits everything so nicely. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have an entire witch's brew. So I'll have like 1 and like 3 sips. These shoes are definitely gonna give me blisters, but I do have band-aids in here. I actually got these shoes, fun fact, because I was like, oh, I could wear them to work as well as like for Halloween, so I don't have to just like wear them one time. But I quit. So haha. Okay, let me show you guys the look and then we're gonna go. It's so dark, you can barely see. I feel like the socks with the shoes look fucking weird. I'm gonna be real, but whatever. I have 2 Halloween parties tonight to go to actually, which who would have thought I'd like have that many friends that I would have 2 Halloween parties in one night? Who literally would have thought? 1 year ago, maybe 2 years ago, me would have never guessed it, but I think I'm gonna wear the same outfit, but just put on like a little skirt because the trousers are not giving. But like obviously I'm not gonna wear like a little skirt to work. That's just weird. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Yesterday got away from me so fast. After work, I like immediately hung out with a friend, and then I had my Halloween parties, and I usually don't like to vlog around friends for their privacy. I feel like I've kind of talked about this a little bit. Like, I like to respect my friends' privacy and not really show them too much online. I feel like showing like a photo with them is very different than like vlogging with them, right? Because I feel like it's a lot more personal to vlog. It got completely away from me the day I did, and then last night I was going to bed and I was like, oh my god, I didn't vlog after work. I was like, oh my god, I'm horrible. Okay, here's what happened with the dressing up, because I at first was like, I'm gonna riot. So at first I show up, nobody's dressed up, right? I was like a little bit later than usual. I'm usually one of the first people to show up, and there was like one more person than usual. Nobody was dressed up, and I walk in with my cape, with my little basket, and I go, you guys are kidding me, you guys didn't dress up. And everyone's like, no, we brought our costumes, we swear, like we're just not wearing them now. And I was like, put them on. I didn't actually say it like that, but I was, at first when I walked in, nobody was dressed up. I was like, you're kidding me, you're kidding me. At first I was so mad, because I was like, I cannot believe they did that. But no, they didn't. They just weren't wearing them at the beginning of the day, and I made everyone put their costumes on, as I do, right? I am the only girl that works at this company, and part of me, like, yesterday I was like, am I like that like annoying little sister vibe? Probably. We had the Halloween party costume thing. I did not win the costume contest. Some people did go all out. I was actually really impressed. I was like, okay. Somebody brought like, what are these things called? Do you know those like music things where you go like this? Not a bagpipe, like I don't want to say like an Arcadian, and that's not the right word. You know those things that are like, people are like, you know what I'm talking about? No, you probably like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Somebody brought one of those, a real one, and learned how to play it for their costume. So I was like, that, I voted for them for the Halloween costume contest. And then I got home, I was with a friend after, and then I had my Halloween party. So actually, I was invited to 2 Halloween parties, and I only went to 1. So one of them was going to be like a little happy hour. The girl that posted it did such an amazing job. Like, she decorated it, so I literally kept being like, this is so cute. This shows, I probably said it too much, honestly, how often I was saying that it's cute. But she did such a good job decorating and like hosting and everything. And then I was supposed to go to another party afterwards, but they were all going to like the bars in Old Town, which is like a big bar scene in Arizona. And I was like, I have work in the morning, I'm not gonna like go out and like go to bars. I didn't even drink. I had like 1 sip of 1 drink, and that was it. So I was like, I don't want to go out. So I didn't end up going out. I went to the one party. It was really fun. I was a little Red Riding Hood. I just kind of changed into like a little skirt and some boots instead of my trousers. I had a fun time. It was a really fun time. I'm so tired. We're gonna crack open a cold one, but it's actually a warm one, but I need some energy. And then tonight I'm hosting, like, I don't want to call it like a Halloween party, but maybe like a pre-game or something here. But the thing is, I haven't like cleaned, and I probably should have done that. So I'll need to clean when I get home. I'll need to like clean, get ready, like just do all the things. I have a lot to do when I get home, and like a lot of my friends, I think I'm hosting 4 people. Only one of them has seen where I live. So this is a lot of people's like first time. So I need to clean and make it look cute and everything. I need to start cleaning, but I'm just a little stressed about the timing. And the thing is, I did it to myself, you know? Is it still going? Oh, okay. That scared me. Okay, so this is to replace water filter. I have no idea how to do that. I'll put that on my to-do list, and I will have to figure that out. Replace water filter. I have no idea how to do that. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine.